You have heard of the benefits of push-pull and would like to try it for yourself. This tutorial will walk you through the steps of planting a push-pull plot. We also recommend getting advice from farmer teachers in your area, which you can contact by clicking on the link above. In this video, we will only talk about using push-pull in the field with cereals such as maize or sorghum. However, it is possible to mix and match push-pull with legumes, other vegetables, or even trees for many benefits. You can learn more about this by following the links below. Planting the push-pull. The first step is to procure the seeds or cuttings and ensure that you have all the needed planting material. Cereal seed, such as maize or sorghum as the main crop, brachiaria seeds or splits for the border crop. Alternatively, you may use Napier grass cuttings or root splits, Desmodium seed or cuttings for the intercrop, and you will also need farmyard manure or another suitable fertilizer. You can find maize, sorghum, brachiaria and Desmodium seeds at an agro dealer nearby. If seeds are not available, Desmodium and brachiaria can be planted using vines or root splits. Alternatively, you can ask for cuttings from local farms. Brachiaria is often a good choice for dry conditions. In areas where drought is not a problem, Napier grass can be planted from cuttings or root splits. Be mindful, Napier stunt disease is very common. Make sure to use cuttings from resistant varieties or disease-free plants. For direct links to extension services and local dealers, click on the links in the video description below. So, how to establish push-pull in practice? Step 2. Land preparation. Clear your land during the dry season. Plow and harrow your land to a fine tilth until the soil has no large lumps. This should be done before the onset of the rains. Why? Desmodium and brachiaria seeds are small. Therefore, the soil should be carefully prepared so that it is as fine and clean as possible to maximize germination. Once you have prepared the land, measure out your push-pull plot. Ideally, the plot should be between 15 by 15 and 50 by 50 meters. If you wish to lay out a larger push-pull plot, divide it into plots measuring a maximum of 50 meters square. If your land is small, the push-pull technology will still work. However, in plots less than 15 meters square, the border crop can have a shading effect on the cereal crop. Step 3. Planting the border crop. Dig a shallow hole. If using brachiaria seed, about 1 centimeter deep, while for cuttings or splits, about 10 centimeters deep. Apply fertilizer or a well-decomposed farmyard manure in each hole and mix it well with the soil. Apply 1 handful of manure for brachiaria or 2 handfuls for Napier. Be sure to plant clean and healthy brachiaria or Napier grass cultivars. If using brachiaria seed, drop 5 to 6 seeds into each hole and cover lightly with soil, ensuring that the seeds are sparsely but well covered. If using cuttings of brachiaria or Napier, place a 3-node cane into the ground, ensuring that 2 of the nodes are covered. If you are using root splits, place them upright into the planting holes and cover with soil. Do not shake off the soil clods from the roots. Plant at least 1 row of grasses all around the cereal field. The grass should form a border around the plot. The spacing is 50 centimeters between grass plants within a row. If you have space for more than 1 row, leave 75 centimeters between rows. When establishing a new plot, plant the border grass at the beginning of the rainy season so that it grows earlier than the maize. Stem borer moths will like the smell of the border grass for laying their eggs even more than the maize. Step 4. Planting the main crop. Plant maize or sorghum in the prepared field or the field already surrounded by established border grass. Ensure that the first row of maize or sorghum is 75 centimeters to 1 meter away from the inner row of border grass. The recommended spacing for maize is 75 centimeters between rows and 30 centimeters between planting holes in a row. For sorghum, the distance between rows is the same, but the planting holes in a row can be closer, up to 10 centimeters. Apply manure, DAP or other suitable fertilizer in each hole according to local recommendations for soil type. Plant 2 maize seeds per hole and then thin to 1 plant per hole after the first weeding. For sorghum, plant the seeds sparsely and then thin later. Step 5. How to intercrop Desmodium. Desmodium should be planted at the same time as the main crop, or even before, to improve protection from the fall armyworm and striga. Plant Desmodium with the rains for maximum germination. Desmodium is drilled in between the cereal rows so that the distance between the cereal and the Desmodium is around 35 centimeters. When using seeds, make a furrow with a strong pointed stick, around 1 to 2 centimeters deep in the middle of the space between the rows of the main crop. Mix Desmodium seed with manure, dry soil or fine sand using a ratio of 1 part seed to 3 parts sand or manure. Sow the seed sand or seed manure mixture into the furrows and cover lightly with a small amount of soil. If Desmodium seeds are unavailable, you can use root splits or vines from any neighboring farm. Select mature vines with more than 3 internodes. Gently uproot entire vines with the root nodes and hair roots. Take care not to damage hair roots. A single row of Desmodium should also be planted on the outer rows between the border grass and the cereal crop. Hence, the very first row and the last row should be of Desmodium crop. In areas without striga, farmers can plant Desmodium between every 3 to 5 rows and use the other rows to plant more of the main crop, beans or any other suitable vegetable. Stem borers will still be kept away from the maize or sorghum. Establishing a push-pull field can take diverse forms according to your local conditions and preference. We have recommendations according to the climate, soil type, pests in your area or the amount of fodder you are striving for. Articles linked below will help you choose the best Brachiaria variety or plant a push-pull using Desmodium vines. Interested in trying push-pull? Want to learn more about weeding and how to manage your field? Click on the links in this video to get started. Description below tells you where to find training and advice in your area and how to procure seeds for the planting. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and share this video with your friends.